Hello, welcome to the channel. Today I want to talk about the cost of stagnancy, why I feel quitting porn and life in general is something that requires continuous effort, and if you fall off that effort and go a few weeks without trying and stagnating, you'll truly destroy years worth of progress in a matter of weeks, and that's something that truly terrifies me. But it also motivates me. So I kind of want to talk about this. So first off, let me explain this idea of someone painting a masterpiece. You think of Da Vinci or any of those famous painters, they're painting something that's taking months or years worth of time, effort, dedication, sacrifice. And, they build something truly beautiful. But this masterpiece can be destroyed within a few days or a few minutes. Someone could take a knife to it, someone could burn the paintings, and that's just kind of a reality of life. And the same goes for trying to improve something in your life. Like, I help men quit pornography, and let's just talk about that for now. So, I'm a person who is over 600 days free at the date of this recording, and every single day I still get urges, whether that's going to the gym or on my phone on social media or watching a TV show. There's always going to be triggers and urges, but it's a matter of are you still working on yourself? Do you have a system of accountability and a system of positive habits that you engage in when these urges come up? That's kind of the question that I ask people, but let's first talk about this idea of all this gain that you go on and try to reach when you're improving can truly be destroyed within a few weeks. Let's talk about this idea of going to the gym. So, let's say you're a person who works out regularly and you take care of your diet and you're just a very disciplined person and your body shows that. Let's say you have bad news and you lose your job or something bad happens. You might want to just sit in bed for a few weeks and just kind of mourn and be in grief. But it's pretty unfortunate. If you go 2 weeks sitting in your bed, stagnating and doing nothing, you'll truly destroy years worth of muscle gain and just progress that you've built. That's something that's truly terrifying, but it's also motivating for you to stay on the path. That motivates me every day. Oof, man, I would love to go on a 2-week vacation and do nothing. That sounds kind of nice, but if you think about what that could do to that year's worth of grinding and progress and sacrifice, you might think differently. And, that idea is very, very, aligned with this idea of having to quit porn. I've seen people go, 90 days without pornography, and then if they have one relapse, they can fix that relapse and understand, okay, what urge did you have? What was the true feeling of your trigger? It's never horniness. It's something deeper. It actually was, I was feeling just very lonely. I was feeling I needed to talk to someone. So it's okay, next time we're going to call a friend or you're going to talk to one of the guys in the group, and that's what's going to happen. Or, I was just feeling super depressed. I've been chilling in my room all day, kind of alone. It's okay, time for you to go outside and get some sun next time. If you, that, I want to illustrate this idea, having one day where it's I made a mistake and there was a bit of a fail. That's not something that's going to destroy years worth of progress. But if you don't do anything about that day and don't reflect on, that was a terrible day, if you don't reflect on why and what to do next time, and if you just kind of stay silent about that bad day, you'll probably want to watch again the next day and, engage in a bad habit the next day and continue to decline. And what I've found is you'll rewire your brain back to porn. We work on wiring men's brains so that they know they don't need porn. Porn has no benefits. It destroys their mental health. It destroys their relationship potential. It destroys their fertility. There's a lot of detriment to porn, and once you understand that and get out of it, it's very easy to see. But if you allow yourself to slip for more than a few days in a row, you can truly wire your brain back to thinking that porn is something that you need, and porn is something that is going to help you feel better when you're having bad emotions. And I want to just talk about this because it's something that holds me back, and I hope it motivates you, because some days it's it'd be really nice to watch porn, and it's oh yeah, it'd be nice, but like, what would it do to my mountain of progress that I've built? Over 600 days free from porn, building a business, being in great shape, feeling very confident, having an amazing relationship. Do I really want to engage in 5 minutes of pleasure at the potential of like destroying this beautiful masterpiece of a life that I've built? No, sir, I do not want to do that, and I will not do that. And, like, that's why, like, I really do think, I want to talk about this idea of, like, self-improvement, I feel, is truly our duty as men, but also as people in general. Like, every single decision that we make as people impacts the world in either a good way or a bad way. And we have that choice every single day. Like, let's just talk about this idea as well. It's from Jordan Peterson. And it talks about like why you should be very cautious with who you surround yourself with. So let's think about this scenario. You're in this ocean and you're trying to swim to shore, or you're trying to swim to a life raft or to a boat and you're trying to swim there, but like you have someone near you who isn't really trying to fight for themselves, and they're kind of stagnating and giving up. Like, they're going to maybe want to pull on you to, like, get, like, oh, I need help. And they're going to pull you down, and they're truly potentially going to drown you, and, like, both of you are going to go down. And, like, that to me is a very great picture. Like, it makes me very particular with who I hang out with, because when I'm on my climb of self-improvement, which I feel like is a daily and requires consistent effort and focus, if I allow myself to surround myself with people that are like stagnating or even descending and not caring about life, like that is something that is really dangerous and I would not allow, because I can just see how quickly I could destroy my masterpiece. And like, I don't want that. And I want to ask you the question right here. You could be one of two people right now. You could be a person who right now is stagnating or even declining, and you are, technically speaking, pulling other people in your life down. Like, you're not motivating them in any way. You might even be motivating them to do negative habits. If that's you, you really might need to reflect, like, oh dang, I don't want to be pulling people down. I don't want to be making the world a worse place. I'm just kind of in a slump. And it's like, no problem. Like, this law of inertia says, like, it takes a little bit of effort to make a change and change your trajectory. If your trajectory is down, it takes some effort to like get it back up. But once you're on that climb, it's not too hard. Same with like getting off the climb. It takes a little bit of effort. But like, as soon as you're off the climb, it's hard to get back on. And, so you could be the one person who's descending or stagnating and pulling people back and being a negative influence on your network, or you could be someone who's climbing. And people who are climbers every single day are very motivating to people. Like, it's crazy how, motivating it is to hear other people's stories. Like, you see a successful entrepreneur, you see a person who's really successful in the gym, or have had a marriage for 55 years. Like, these are amazing success stories that inspire others to climb. And so it's like, you could be a person right now who's like, either A, like wanting to start your climb, or you're already on your climb. And this is an amazing thing. Like, my encouragement to you is, you every single day, you need to ensure that climb continues. Because if you allow that climb to stop, you're going to do so much disservice to yourself, others around you, and the world. And that's just, it's a very interesting fact, like, that our actions have such huge impact. And let's see here. I want to also talk about, like, let's see, if you don't have that system like I was talking about before, like let's say you're on the climb, but you don't have a system of accountability, like, oh, you're 2 weeks free and you're doing pretty good, and wow, your quitting porn journey is going great. But if you have one relapse, but you don't have anyone in your corner who you've told about your journey, like, chances are you're not going to open up to someone and be like, yeah, I had a relapse and, I want to figure out why. And like, chances are you're going to keep that to yourself and go the next few days engaging in worse and worse habits and destroying your progress. Like, if you think about it like a graph, improvement is like an exponential curve. Every time you improve, the next day you improve slightly more and slightly more. And when you're improving, it's a lot easier for you to improve in other dimensions too, like positive habits stack. Like, for example, like when you get outside and exercise, your body feels so much more energized and beautiful. And like, if you add, once you exercise, eating good food to like nourish you and like fill you is something that like your body kind of wants. But like, and then once you do that, it's like, oh, now I don't have any cravings for junk food, and now I'm actually very mentally clear, and oh, now I might start like a side hustle because I just feel so, great after my workout and my healthy nutrition, and now I want to start building. And it's like, oh, you start building a business, and oh, all of a sudden I started looking into some things online, joined a community, and all of a sudden I've connected with like 4 people that now I'm meeting with one of them soon, and like it's just like that's just how beautifully quick like your growth and climb can go. Like a few positive stacked habits that you do on a regular basis can just push you really far up. But the same applies in the other direction, unfortunately. Like let's say like you wake up and you have like food that's pretty sugary or super processed, and and then afterwards you have this crash in energy and you're like, oh dang. So then maybe you might go for an energy drink or a really sugary coffee just to like give you a slight boost. But then after work you're like, oh, I'm too tired, I had a long day at work. And it's like, in reality, you just ate horrible food and you didn't manage your your diet very well, and now like you could be out there gymming or hitting a run, but you are too demotivated because of your previous bad habits, and I feel kind of low, so now I might as well watch some porn because, man, it would feel pretty good. And I was kind of looking forward to having, like, a little bit of a highlight at the end of my day. And, and then you watch porn and then you feel even worse. So then you just kind of binge some Netflix to kind of feel a little better. And, by the time you're trying to fall asleep, you're just so kind of depressed at, like, what you accomplished. So then you kind of eat some more food to kind of just to, like, fill that hole. And then the cycle continues. Maybe you stayed up a little too late because you were just like, frick it. My life's already not that great. I'm just going to scroll YouTube, and then it can stack. And then the next day you're super tired. And so then you go for the quick energy things that give you slight amounts of energy. But, that my point here is like the same applies for quitting porn. The same applies for anything in life. Like once you're on that climb, it's easier to keep climbing. Like you'll find strategies to climb quicker. You'll meet other people who are climbing that can push you along faster. But if you stagnate and start descending, you're going to attract who you're, kind of who you are. Like if you're descending, and you're going to attract people who are also descending, and then you're going to be in a feedback loop of, oh, yeah, everyone I'm around is kind of fat too, and yeah, it is what it is, and we all just game, and, and it's fine. And it's just like, oh, you're just going to keep rapidly accelerating your decline. And that's just kind of what I want to talk about here. Like, and I want to like give a call to action at the end of this video and say like, hey, if you feel like you're someone who wants to improve the slope of your climb, start your climb, or like stop descending and stagnating, my recommendation is book a call with me, because what I help people do is come up with a game plan, whether it be to quit porn and start that climb or to just start improving in general, because I feel like so many men, especially these days, don't have really that deep of relationships, and they don't have anyone they can go to explain these pains, explain these dreams, and explain like their plan. And that's what I'm here for. I have these strategy calls with people to just see like, okay, what can we do? What game plan should we create so that you can become the man you want to become? So I'll have a link for that, booking in the description of this video if you want to, take the step towards improving your life. But I also wanted to just say, if you really enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. And if you feel like it would impact someone positively, potentially share it with someone. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you in the next one.